Things have gotten pretty quiet in the crypto market. And if there's one thing that history has shown us is that they don't stay quiet for very long. And we actually just had some news hit for XRP this morning that could be the start of something bigger. But I want to also talk about this stability that we've reached here as well. So all that and more in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So we've been in a very nice ascending trend for XRP. Of course, we ended up hitting that convergence of all of our moving averages, got a little bit of rejection, and we're seeing a little bit of red this morning. And it's kind of a mixed bag across the crypto market. We're seeing some assets in green, some assets in red, and we're just kind of waiting and digesting how US money feels today. Does it want to pump things into from the middle to the back half of the week before our jobs report? And what is the subsequent reaction going to be? But what I thought was really interesting for XRP is that we've reached a lot of stability. In fact, what we've seen is now a week where we have almost no exchange flows one way or the other. So far, we've seen $6.16 million in exchange outflows, but it's so far the quietest week we have seen since the early part of March, which I think is something definitely worth noting. And in fact, we look at derivatives in terms of XRP, almost dead even on the long short ratio. And what it means is that there's just uncertainty of what direction XRP is going to head from here, right? It's done a very good job of basically bouncing between, this 200-day moving average and our, was that 7.0 line? Yeah, our 7.0 line. And so what we might see here is just a little bit of chop. And that's not, me not committing one way or the other. It's just what everything is showing. There's just an even keel look at XRP right now, and that's fine. Now, what's interesting is there are different analysts saying different things all over the place. Some are talking about straight line breakouts to $10 for XRP. Some people are talking about $20 for XRP. Some people are talking about huge, massive crashes coming of 90%, right? And right now, I don't think anybody knows shit. Everybody's just watching and waiting to see what comes next. Now, something I did want to point out for XRP is that we did get some big news this morning, and that is that the Chinese firm Weebus, hope I'm saying that right, files to raise $300 million for XRP Treasury plan. And so what we're starting to see is a lot of interest from institutions and enterprises really expand outward from just BTC and Ethereum. And I think this is going to become a lot bigger deal as we move later on in the year. Right now, it's not. Right now, things are pretty boring. So there's kind of a lot of quiet things happening. But this could, in fact, show more stability for XRP price as time moves on. And that might, in fact, mean that those 90% crashes for XRP don't happen the way that they once did. And that tends to be the case. The larger you get as an asset, the more stability you tend to show. If you're breaching $130 billion market cap this early on, and frankly have the potential of reaching, hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in terms of market cap, the retracements that you see, they tend to lessen over time. You might be talking about, 70%, 75%, 80%, something like that. But with the introduction of institutional money and again, some of these treasuries developing, you may not see those types of drops in general anymore. Now, I did want to talk about something for BTC on the short term. It's something I just was looking at this morning. And what we might, in fact, be doing is actually creating a little bit of a head and shoulders here. Something just to pay attention to and be aware of. And what this might actually mean is BTC could see a little bit of retracement, maybe a retest at 100K. If things get really bad, maybe a retest around 96, 95, close that CME gap that we have. But right now, this is just a little bit of a bearish formation that's forming. It could be invalidated. You could see BTC surge all the way up to 107, 108, kind of invalidate this head and shoulders that's building. But it's all a question of what do we get this week? Does institutional money keep buying in the way that they did yesterday? Yesterday, we had a very good day in terms of institutional money. In fact, just to show you guys here, didn't mean to get into this in this video, but $378 million added on the BTC side. $109 million added on the Ethereum side. Actually, right now, just to mention, on the Ethereum, this is actually on track to be one of the largest weeks we have seen here in 2025, which I think is a very big deal. It shows that there's a lot of confidence from the larger players in the space. So it's a question of, do we have some short-term sentiment takeover where we see a little bit of bearishness in the market, or do we just keep pushing forward and ascending like we have been kind of since that about 2 months ago, the early part of April? So I just want to share that with you guys. I appreciate you as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.